Hey guys, Chris here. So I was actually planning on filming another one of the deep dive kicking routine things, but I'd just been engaged in a conversation with somebody on social media with regards to kicking and ability to kick and inability to kick. So I thought I'd do a little video, a little unscripted, not even on a tripod. I'm just going to sit down here. A little chat about my thoughts on people. Basically, it's a psychological approach to your kicking and things that have helped me over the years. Now, just a little bit of backstory, and I've spoken about this before. I'm not a natural kicker. Okay, when I was younger, I really wasn't incredibly coordinated. I wasn't flexible at all. I wasn't one of these kids that could just naturally do sports and jump into the splits and all that sort of stuff. Far from it. But when I found martial arts, my first instructor was incredibly acrobatic and flamboyant and could fly around. We used to watch the best of the best movies and stuff like that and try and replicate all the fight scenes and all that sort of stuff. I'm smiling because it's good memories, good days. But the point is, I wanted to be like my instructor. And then when I moved over to the ITF style of Taekwondo, again, I had another instructor, and I wanted to be able to kick like him. But I couldn't. I really, really couldn't. And the thing is, I was still in my teens at this point. And the thing is, I stuck at it, and I just kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. Now, if I could go back and do it all again and correct myself, I'd get there a hell of a lot quicker. But even, it was 1999. I was 19. I got my first time black belt after training for 10 years because I just was not very good. Very stop-start, but, persistent, and I stuck with it. I didn't really get to a point where I was comfortable properly with my kicking until probably my mid-20s. And even then, I was relying more on the range of flexibility that I had at the age rather than fully sort of biomechanically understanding the kicks. And bear with me because this is going somewhere. At 29, I had a fall on some stairs and I basically destroyed the surface of my knee. I had a surgery called microfracture surgery, where they drill into the bone to form a clot, which then replaces the damaged cartilage that's removed. I was told at the time that running, jumping, kicking, that sort of stuff was not something that I really wanted to be considering because it could damage the clot, and that if I did it, then I might get 5 years out of my knee at the most, and then I would probably need a knee replacement, which they wouldn't do because I'd be too young. Now, this left me in a position where I couldn't actually do any training properly for about nothing at all for 3 to 4 months, and then slowly, like really slowly for another sort of 4 months again. And I essentially had to relearn everything because I now know I couldn't rotate very well on that knee. Sorry, my left side kicks went, and I couldn't fully extend and lock out and do all the abusive stuff I used to do that you still see people doing to my good knee, which was my right knee, which I had the operation on. So psychologically, I was battered. And this was at 29. I was 30 by the time I was back training and stuff, which is still obviously very young in the grand scheme of things, in everything really. But I decided I was going to do it. And it hurt like hell. And because I had to relearn everything. When I say it hurt like hell, I meant in here as well as physically. Because I'd gone from being able to do what I wanted with my leg, when I wanted, however I wanted, putting it where I wanted, to barely being able to stand on it. And I had a doctor that told me that I shouldn't and couldn't. But I decided I was going to. So I had to adapt my training. I had to think of new ways to kick, to move around. I had to rediscover, and this is the most important thing, I had to rediscover the edge in here. I had to be confident in myself. And this is where so many people fall short of where they actually could reach. The amount of times I hear people say, oh, well, I can't kick, I just can't because my hips and my knee and my back and la, la, la. I'm not saying that medical conditions don't exist. I'm not at all saying that. But here's the thing. No one's saying you need to be able to kick light bulbs out. Nobody's saying you need to be able to, backflip kick acorns out of trees or anything stupid like that. I don't even know where that came from, but anyway, you get the point. What you need to aim for is baby steps. And I'm not wanting to sound like one of these motivational speakers here. I'm just trying to come at this from an honest perspective where I've been in my head, where I train now. Aim to be the best version of you today. Okay? So do the very best sidekick that you can do today. Don't create excuses. Don't give yourself false safety nets. So I can't because blah, blah, blah. No. Do the best kick that you can do today. And do that every single time you train. And you will see improvements. Okay? I said okay a lot, sorry. Remove the notion that you need to be able to do the splits, that you need to be able to move around like Van Damme. You don't. I don't anymore. I cannot do the splits either side, front, box splits, any of that, because it just puts too much pressure on my knee, and I don't want to knacker it. I value it. And then you'll say, yeah, but you still kick high and you still did it. Yeah, because what you've got to do, you've got to move away from this notion of overall massive flexibility to be able to kick, because it's not. I've actually done a video on this on the kicking window. It's on the YouTube channel somewhere, so go look for that. But what you want to concentrate is strength in your hips. Strength in your hips and good form. Don't stress out about being flexible, because it's a different type of movement. It's a different type of strength and flexibility combined that's required. It's totally different. We're talking tiny gaps in your hip movement to go from doing a midsection cycle to a head section cycle. We're talking this sort of gap. All right. So you need to think much smaller and concentrate on strength and control within your hips. And baby steps. Be the best person or the best version of you doing the best side kick or round kick or hook kick, whatever it is, the best one that you can do today, and aim for that every time. And tell yourself before you do it, I'm going to do the best one I can do. And always tell yourself before you go. Don't come into it with, oh, but I can't because. Because you're setting those psychological limits and you will never, ever exceed them, okay? Now, I'm no granddad by any means at 42. But at 42, with a knackered right knee, I'm still kicking fairly good. And what you've got to do as well is self-belief. I don't go around thinking that I'm the best kicker in the world, okay? It may well look like that and come across like that sometimes, but what I'm aiming to do is to be the best kicker that I can be today. The best version of me doing the best kicks that I can do today and living in that space when I'm training. If anybody else is looking in and judging me and going, oh, you think you're this and you think you're that, screw that. That makes no difference, because I'm not doing their kicks. They're not doing mine. They're not doing my training. They're not living in my head, which is probably lucky for them, truth be told. So you need to shut out all that external noise. Don't get caught up in what people think and what people are going to say and how people are going to judge, and focus on what you need to achieve what you want to achieve or what you want to improve on. And go for it, you know? If every time somebody had a negative thing to say about my kicks, and I get it, oh yeah, you're not as good as you think you are, and and it's like, well, I don't think I'm this, that, or the other, truth be told. I'm just trying to do my best for me, you know? And if that makes you think a certain thing, that's your problem, not mine. And that is genuinely your problem, because you're looking at me and you're making that assumption, and then you're throwing that out there. I mean, that's a bit sad, really. So, you know, I guess what I'm saying is just believe in yourself and trust in yourself, and don't overstep. Just baby steps. Best version of the psychic you've got today. and then you will see improvement. You will see improvement. Focus on your hip strength, focus on good form, and don't overcomplicate stretching. I do a 5-minute stretch every day, or 5 to 6 days a week, and that's it. Real basic, touch my toes, legs to the sides, feet together. You've seen it all a million times before. I don't do some, you see these all over Facebook and stuff, these stretching programs where you did this, that. I don't do any of that. I'm not saying it's not beneficial. I just don't do it. It's not for me. And just focus on that. We're talking, it's a tiny hip window. Go watch the video on the channel. It's a kicking window, I believe I called it. And if it's not on here, I'll dig it out and I'll upload it for you because it is a good video. It's definitely on my Facebook. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Please do comment below if you've got anything you want to add, any questions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that socially media, YouTube-y stuff. And I'll see you all again very soon. Keep kicking, keep training, and then above everything else, just have fun and enjoy it. All right, guys. See you later.